Alright, looks like I'm online. Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert. Probably nobody's going to watch this, but I'm finishing up building an SSTO. I'm doing this in sandbox mode, and then I'm going to bring it into my career mode. I have an aerospace engineering degree, and so that kind of plays in a little bit of what I'm doing here. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going with this right now. I've kind of discovered in the game that I don't need such large holding tanks. And so I'm starting to figure out what do I want to do with some of this space. So I've got these docking ports kind of built in here. And then let me actually rotate this, hopefully the right way. That works. And so yeah, I've got ISRU built in. And then I've got the science built in, all this stuff. It's back here where I can start connecting payload. And so this can carry 2 orange tanks of fuel, and so that's going to be one of the first things I bring up there. And then there's still some more space to fit more, not a ton. And this these 2 tanks, they've got the big docking port, monopropellant controller, reaction wheel, some RCS, so they've got stuff to move along. And then I've also got a little bit of space for something, like you can see that I could fit in this docking port. And I can probably fit in like 4 big batteries or do something there. Right now I think I want to get a holding tank and just have all of this contained in this area, maybe 2 of these little tanks. I thought, alright, so 0.125 tons, I'll take that. Did I grab it? Radial holding tank, there we go. Pop that in here. Alright, so now I do have holding tanks, so the system should work. Then if I get back over to here, I've got all this space to play with. Now, one thing that I think I want to do, I'd like to connect this. Oh boy. So that's not great. Something like this. And then I have reaction wheels. I could put batteries here. There's multiple things I could do. For now, I want to move this. Oh, what should I do with this light? I guess we'll find out. Okay, is it just me, or is that totally not staying on center? I was hoping to keep this on center so that the doors can open. Let's, I don't know what happened. Alright, try this again, move, turn that off, I guess. It just suddenly sidesteps right there. There's still a ton of room for it to move. Is it because of this light? And so yeah, this is largely what it's going to be, so if you don't like it, you know, I understand and probably don't want to bother watching, because I'm just going to be trying to build this right now. I had this where I wanted it before. Which one was it? Was it this? And so yeah, I want the smaller docking ports on. It just kind of picks where it feels like going. I don't get it. Look at that. Freaking Schrodinger's docking port. So the way it used to be mounted was in between. So I'm holding Alt to do this. It used to be mounted in between these guys, and it was simple enough. And then I just kind of shuffled it up. Of course that works. Okay, so maybe I got to figure out what I want to fit in there before I do this. So now the question is, what do I want? I could fit more science in here. I don't really want, that's a lot of mass for the hitchhiker thing. I'm going to go back to here and ditch this for now. So yeah, I've got a bunch of reaction wheels. I really want that to make it more maneuverable when I'm landing. I don't really care about more crew. Let me grab this and do that. So yeah, another option is like some of those Science Lab Juniors. But I don't need a ton of these. And then I could attach some science and then attach that. What if there's like a small fuel tank that I would want to fit in there? Because it is in a nice location at the wing chord. So I could go into fuel tanks, and this is what, 2.5? So I could find 2.5, sorted by mass. Something like this. So this would get me more fuel. And then in here is where I could fit potentially. See, but now that I do that, I don't think I have room for science and the docking port. Let's see. So in science, I could grab this, and I think that'll fit in here, but I don't think anything else will. So that's basically a perfect fit for that. I could maybe fit both. If I do this. And then I just have to kind of accept that there could be some clipping with the doors of the docking port. So I'm going to see how that works. Is that starting to get all twitchy again? I could maybe have this one higher up. I just don't understand this. And see, then I could try moving this one down. And this might open reasonably well. It'll probably clip a bit into this door. It's not that bad. I'd say that's acceptable. All right. So yeah, maybe I'll go with something more like this, where I've got the docking port. Ooh, that is tight up against here. Maybe I'd be better off having it in the middle and then putting the fuel tank to the back. And then also, I'd rather find a fuel tank that is just liquid fuel. So it's sorted by mass. Here's this one. That's going to be both. This is going to be two. Oh, it's the wrong diameter. I'd rather have the larger diameter and use up that space. So if I go back into here, 2.5, and then I look for liquid fuel. So there's the monoprop, there's this one. Yeah, I'm not seeing, unless I'm being blind. So if I pop this like in the back, and then I'd be able to, and then what's the mass of this? 9 tons. That's quite a bit. But it is fuel, and it's basically right on, not right on my center of mass, but it's close. And it's within the wing chord, you know, kind of where I would want it. So that will give me more fuel. I don't think I need the oxidizer. And so that's the problem. But then, yeah, what I could try to do in here is pop in those 2 parts I had. So there was the Science Junior. And I'm holding Alt, grab that there. Move this up and over. Basically as far as I can get it over here. Something like that. And then I could theoretically fit some stuff down in here that I don't need to access. So I've got that, and then I want the docking port. Grab that, go to move. Something like that. Then open it. Yeah, it's reasonably good. It crashes a bit with the Science Junior, but so close that. So now I've got the solar, and then I could theoretically start getting some more science into here. So now that I've got this big solar panel, I don't need these smaller ones. And then for the thermal, I've got a couple up front here, but I'd like to get a little more. Let's see. So yeah, the thermal, I do want to keep some thermal in here. Now, one thing that I did over there that I could maybe do here is kind of pop it inside. That's a little tighter than it was before. So maybe I'll put it, let's put on angular snap. Then extend these. All right, so yeah, that's something I don't think, I'm much more likely to run into these. I would have to retract these to be able to dock. Unless I angled them. That's theoretically doable without kind of quote-unquote cheating. The problem is if these rotate, they'll be clipping down into here. But generally, I'm not trying to make a station with these. Well, I'm not trying to make this part of a station, and generally if it's docking, it's probably going to use the bigger docking port or this front one that I've got. So I've got this one as well in the front. So I think I'm going to dump in some science in this area, so close this. All right, let's dump in basically all the science, get some lights in here, all that jazz. So I think the light will just shine straight through the solar panel. So I can just put this here, start to rotate, and just get a bit of light in this area. That works. Okay, and then I want some science. So, yep, I've got that guy. Science. And let's start. Okay. Let's see. I want the smallest stuff kind of closest to here. Yeah, I'll just start doing this. Alright, this one's kind of big. Let's kind of get it out of the way. What's the, well, I'll just go in order, I don't care. This one was big if I remember. There, I don't think I need that. Oh, that's smaller than I guess, okay, compared to those. And then this is one of the things I'd like to fit, but I guess I don't care that much. So, okay, check, check, check. Boom, boom, boom. That, Science Junior. Okay. make sure this will close, and okay, so I gotta move this a bit. I can move it down. That'll be fine. Other down. Oh, there we go, and then it doesn't really crash either, so that's actually, I like that. Alright, and then that looks like it'll be fine. Close this. Okay, yeah, that's just life. And then I can close this and then close again. That is acceptable. Okay, so I'll keep these closed. So yeah, I've got some science in the top here. Easy to access. If I turn on the light, yep, that lights it all up. Okay, so let's do one more look over. Alright, so I've got the back doors, nothing's really obstructing there. I've got my struts in here again. Let's close that. And then yeah, for here I've got reaction wheels, some power, solar, docking ports, more fuel, no oxidizer. The radiators, science, a light. I think I'm happy with that. And then I want to flip this over and double check the bottom. I hit E and E, so Q, you know, all the ASDF, no, WASD and Q and E will rotate this around. I used Q, or no, I used E to rotate this. That might be my son. That's my son. Sorry, I'll be back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. That was my son waking up. All right. It's his nap time right now. He lost his pacifier. Okay. So, yeah, we've got the drill. The drill was working fine. I've got some lights. I've got this science up here, which I might not even, well, now that these are attached, I'll probably just leave it. Because I do have more science here. So just keeping all the science top and bottom. And then yeah, I've got the ISRU. I've got an array of these guys getting me a little more power. And then one thing, I might want to change the fuel priority of these, because they seem to come with liquid fuel, and that's just a little extra mass that I was kind of unaware of when I was building this. He lost his passy, and I got it to him, so and I got the blanket back on him. Alright, so yeah, I think I want to change the fuel priority of these to around 20 or something. I don't want to click too much. Okay, good, so it did that one. And then these ones? Yeah. I just want to get the fuel out of these before too long. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't that much clicking. I'm gonna, because I think the highest number I have is like 50 when I made this. I don't really know what I'm doing with these, so but this just means it's going to take fuel out of these first. And hopefully they still run. They should still run, right? I think they will. There we go. I don't think these run off just that fuel. And then yeah, this is just liquid fuel, just liquid fuel. I just want to make sure the fuel gets out of these. Maybe I should almost leave the fuel in there. Well, I am leaving the fuel. I'm just changing the priority. I'm good with that. All right. What's the priority? 0, priority 50. There's that 50. And these are shifted a little further forward. And then this is ahead of that one, center of mass too. So I could get this at least to a 30. Okay. And then yeah, I've got a science lab built in. A lot of science up here. Basically all the science. Some lights, some storage I don't think I need. And then I think I'm going to add more batteries. I'm just filling this thing up with everything I can find. Alright, so which way do I have to, like, no. Yes. Okay. Holding Alt, will it connect? Does not seem to want to connect. So now what? Because I was going to put them on here. Can I do some camera trickery? Kind of get it to work. Further in, right? Yeah. And then kind of, no, ahead of this, right there. Come on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to connect. Because once I take this off, you can't connect anything to it. Do I still even have it selected? Where is it? I don't have one selected. There's one in my hand. Okay, so now if I do that, it's not letting me put it there. Ooh, I got an idea. What if I take this off? Now maybe it'll let me. There we go. It's not letting me do symmetry here. That's interesting. Okay, so do that side, do that side. And yes, I'm aware there's a little bit of clipping here. There's that. Get this there. Okay. So yeah, now I've got a little bit more battery power in here. Then I've got my payload, and this will change with missions. I just kind of want to do everything. And let's see, it after I get up into orbit, I've still got like 1900 delta V, 1600, I don't remember exactly where it is. I'll do a test again soon. I think I got everything I need. I added these thrusters on the bottom to give me a bit more kind of a pitch authority when I'm trying to land on Minmus. Especially now I'm going to be landing in a debris field on Minmus 2. Let's go ahead and close everything up. Okay, grab it, QQ, put it there. Okay. I'm thinking it's good. It should still fly pretty close to how it did before. I'm gonna do a revision here and save that. All right, time for a test. And yeah, I'm gonna be trying to bring this to minmus. Oh, this wasn't a, I should have checked my inclination. I'll show you a trick. I don't really see other people do this, and it might not be the perfect way to do it, but I'm going to, I'm going to revert to the hanger. All right. So what I do is, oh, I got to get astronauts in there probably. Let's do that now. So I need engineer, scientist, pilot. And since we're drilling, how many total can I bring? I'm going to bring engineer, scientist, okay. Tracking station. So here's the trick I do. I'm trying to match minmus's inclination. And so I'm going to zoom out, and then I find the place where these two planes intersect. And so I'm just rotating this. This is pretty close. So see how the Kerbin plane is pretty flat, and then the minmus plane is pretty flat. It's still not perfect. Maybe better here. This is pretty good. So see how the minmus plane is flat in my view, and this. And so now I can zoom in and time warp until the Kerbin Space Center, KSC, is in the center. I was actually pretty close to a launch window. Something like that. And so now when I launch, I can go not quite straight east, and I should match the inclination. So right now, minmus is going around this way, and that means for me to match with minmus, I need to go a little bit south. So now I'm going to get back into here. It's nighttime, oh well. It'll be daytime by the time I'm getting above the atmosphere. This thing. All right. And then you'll see the flight profile. I've done a lot of tweaking. I've gotten it a lot better now that I've thrown the mass off here and there. It might not trim well. I might need to start messing with it again. It's got a very heavy payload. That's a ZT space. Alt F12. Checking these three, physics arrow, and so now I'm going to be able to see. I might not even need these the force vectors. The big thing is this: I want to be able to see my angle of attack, side slip. I'm going to set minmus as my target, and I think I'm going to need to turn a little bit to the right. Is it? Oh, come on! I can't even see it on the nav ball. That's a bummer. I think I got to turn to the right. Okay, so I'm gonna climb, and I think I need to, what can I do to, is there something else I could control from? I'm just on stability assist. I don't want to open the doors. Yeah, that's not helpful. When you're so close to vertical, you can't see what heading you want. So I'm going to go to here, and I think I want to go for about 5 degrees. Where's control from here? Am I just really this blind? There we go. Control from here. And I want to go a little more south. Something like this. Ditch the side slip by rolling level, because any angle's gonna hurt. And then I can keep an eye, so 4.4, 4.3, so I can actually yaw further to the right and see if, yep, that is decreasing my inclination. So I want to go about 4 more degrees over. This is going great. Something like this heading-ish. Alright, so let's get back. So somewhere around this heading. And actually my speed's going pretty well already. I haven't had to really dive. I'm pitching up, so I'm going to hold F, and that'll make my nose drop a bit, and it'll decrease my drag at the same time. And I can just do a bit of a dive and power my way through the 400 meters per second. Can I hold F and Alt 12 at the same time? Yeah. I'm going to turn off these vectors. I don't care. Okay. Angle of attack, not great. My side slip's almost 0. And yeah, I should just start accelerating. I let go of F. We can see that the aircraft is still trimmed pretty well. I'm going to roll a bit to the left here. Just try to get rid of any side slip I probably have. And then yeah, this will even likely speed up enough that the craft will start to nose itself up. And so I'm just going to gain some speed at this altitude. I know that there's a lot more drag down here, but I've found that the thrust to weight ratio of this doesn't really fit well for me to go to a high angle of climb just yet, and so I wait until I start overheating and then I start to climb. That might not be the optimal path, but that's what I've done so far. Yeah, almost 30,000 electric. I've been shaving down my oxidizer with time. I'm probably still going to end with about 1,000 oxidizer after I'm in orbit. And so yeah, we're climbing. I haven't really moved anything, and you can see that the control, it's trying to pitch down a bit, so it has a pitching up moment after it gets over like 450, something like that. I tried to set it up to be the optimal low drag around 400 to 450 so that you can start to get into the power range of the Rapier engines. And I do have these whiplash on here as well. Hopefully I can continue to optimize this design and get rid of those just by minimizing drag and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, here comes sunrise. Still speeding up. I'm gonna check my inclination. 6.2. Alright, so I've got to angle quite a bit to the left. I'm gonna start trying to do that before I'm too committed to my So yeah, we can see the inclination going down as I'm yawing to the left. And I'm trying to keep my nose down as well. Oh boy, don't break my tail. I don't want to be gaining altitude right now. Okay, that ought to be enough. So I'm going to roll back and then try to nose down in a sec. I don't want to be climbing this much just yet. I probably had quite a bit of waste in this ascent trajectory. Okay, so now I'm at a half degree. Alright. Come on. And yeah, still pretty nice within trim. Side slip's not that bad. Which way? I need to roll a little right. And then that slide slip should go down a bit. There it goes. That's, yeah. The side slip is going to, change my angle of attack in a way, not in pitch, but side slip is going to be increasing drag because I've got a lot of body area on this. We're still at 10 degrees, 13,000. This is around the time maybe I would start climbing, but I guess I'm going to leave it on its own. And then I'm going to switch cycles soon. That's when I'm going to start burning through my oxidizer. Wow, side slope of 0.00, I'll take that. Angle of attack, a quarter. So yeah, this is, I think it's trimmed pretty well. I'm surprised with all the, I was changing the mass. I had the ore tanks back here. Now I've got these fuel tanks. Alright, now my thrust should be going down, and within about 2,000 meters of altitude I should be actually dropping speed at full throttle, and that's when I'm going to hit my action group 1, and that's going to close all of the intakes. Oh, I'm curious about the fuel levels here. Yep, so the fuel's gone there. So the fuel should be gone here too. Yep. Alright, so now my speed is kind of constant, and pretty soon it's going to start dropping. I just hit 1. It's switching the mode, and now I'm going to start using up my oxidizer. And so what I do here, I pin one of these, then I grab the other one too, and then it's shut down, so I don't get much yaw. Alright. And so yeah, when I'm actually using these engines in this mode, I tend to get heavy. I need to pitch up. Then I go to here and I just watch this and turn off some of these engines as soon as I can, and that's also on an action group. Oh, I need to be using my nuclear engines. I don't know the altitude at which it becomes worth it, so I do it now. And so yeah, my time, it's staying true there, so I'm going to hit 2 and shut off some of these engines, and then I just make sure this doesn't plummet too quick. And it's not, so yeah, just keep climbing. I've got a good vertical 1.1 degrees off of Minmus. That's not bad. And you can see I am going, you know, south, not pure south, but I'm not staying right on the equator here. 31 seconds, I'm fine with that, still dropping a bit. Orbital speed is 2,400 or so meters per second. So I'm past halfway. Just keep a bit of an eye on the oxidizer. And yeah, it'll seem like I'm nosing up more and more, but I kind of think it's just holding its own attitude, and it's going around the planet fast enough. The planet's kind of fallen away, and it's making it seem like my nose is up more. You know, it is up more relative to the surface. I did have a successful crash landing with the same basic design before. Let's see, do I want to mess with 1.2? So it's getting a little worse. I'm going to try yawing to the right. Or isn't that backwards? This is going to go to 1.3, I think, if I keep doing this. Yep, 1.3. So I want to yaw to the left. I'm up above a lot of the atmosphere now, so yeah, it's not super helpful when the planet is straight up above you. When it's more at the equator, it's easier to try to aim for it and get a better inclination relative to Minmus. So we've still got 30 seconds to periaps, and I'm burning through more oxidizer than I thought. My vertical speed's a little lower than I think I wanted. 1 degree. Yeah, I'm cutting it close here, I think. I do think I'm going to make it. Not by much. It'd be nice to have a little oxidizer left over for if I need higher thrust maneuvers. I think this should be enough on Minmus, but I haven't taken off with this on Minmus. We're getting low. I want to keep a little bit, so I'm going to disengage those now and just hope that I've got enough thrust to keep on climbing. This should start... Oh, it's not dropping? Oh, it's not dropping. Okay, so that means I'm going to make it. So I can flatten out a bit and then keep an eye on my inclination. It's possible that the lowest inclination I can have is a 0.8. Find out soon. Alright, so yeah, now I'm just working on raising that apoapse. And then look at this again, still 0.8. And you can see there's the Kerbal Space Center. I'm almost a quarter away around the planet at this point, still in the atmosphere. I need about 200 more delta V to be in orbit, and so we will be something like 1800 delta V remaining after I get into orbit. And to get to Minmus and land, it's something like 16, 17. So I'll have a little bit of margin of error, and then I can do my drilling and everything, get fuel, and then theoretically this can go around. Once I get on Minmus, I can see about how much delta V I have on the ground there. So yeah, my apoapse is almost out into space. And it's probably more efficient at this point to just be burning horizontal. I mean, my drag's got to be next to nothing. I'm going to, well, look at that. It's almost right on 90 now. 0.9. Okay, so I don't want to be going any more that way. So I'll aim right about there. Okay, 80,000. Okay, so now I'm going to coast up for a while, Alt, and then right angle bracket, because I'm still in the atmosphere. These SSTOs, at least this one, takes a really long time. Any really shallow ascent and descent, you can't get into full time warp. And then yeah, my apoapse is going to be slowly dropping by a bit because I still am in atmosphere. And then once I'm at 70, this should stop dropping and just stay solid. But it's not. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Alright, but anyway, I can aim... Okay. Oh, that does make sense. As you go around the planet... Okay. When I'm in a rocket, usually I go through so quick, you know, I don't need to worry, but I've gone far enough around the planet that Minmus will actually cross back and forth. The target node will cross. Alright, so I can start to do real-time warp. Something like that. Aim prograde. And start to raise my periapse. And I can see that the time to apoapse is increasing. So I'm going to time warp forward a bit more. Just try to get it relatively circular. Ooh, I've got some heating going on. What is heating? These guys? Where's my lights? I know I had some lights in here. That's one thing at the camera. Okay, I don't need the arrow GUI anymore. Are these lights? Those are mostly for drilling. Let's see, I had more lights in here. Cooling 99%. Maybe it's because of the nukes. So I did add some more cooling somewhere. I think it was in the top, wasn't it? Now that I'm out in space, I can start to okay. And then these were extra thermals here. Okay. That ought to help a bit with that. Yeah, now these are heating right up. Yeah, maybe it was from the nukes. But yeah, so pretty close. I'm gonna just finish circularizing here a bit. So if I get right up to my apoaps and then burn prograde, okay. All right, so I'm not going to open all that yet. Okay, so now we're in orbit here. It's time to start heading to Minmus. I've got almost 1900 delta V remaining. We are circular. 83. We are circular. So yeah, I've got 1900 delta V remaining. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's do a quick save here. So just A1, LKO, and then start getting my Minmus maneuver. Where are we? I'm gonna burn. It's a bit of a bummer that I'm not burning on the ascending or descending node. Okay, go to this. And I've got to burn further to the right. Wrap this around, focus my view here. Okay, so you can see I'm coming in below. So now I just got to do some of this tinkering. If I burn up now, so slowing down, speeding up, and if I burn up quite a bit and then time it here, now I'm above. Okay, so bring it down a bit. Okay, and then I can change my timing. And change my timing a little more. And then I can start to go retrograde and reduce the actual burn that I need. And then just, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's try burning up a bit more. It's gonna suck it into there. Change my timing. Actually, I can go forward and then retro a bit. Save a little fuel. That's equatorial enough for me. And then I'll call that good. Okay, so I'm going to aim at the maneuver node. I'm going to do physics time warp so I can aim there. Get out of physics warp, and it's a 10-minute burn. I'm going to do 2 burns, or I'm going to waste a ton of fuel. So 10 minutes, so I need 5-minute burns, so I want to burn at 2 minutes 30. Alright, so I'm going to time warp in until I'm at 2 minutes 30. So the reason, well, I don't know how to explain that, but you want to start burning kind of halfway through. So if you got a 10-minute burn, for example, you would start at T minus 5 minutes. Now in my case, I'm going to split this into 2 burns. A 10-minute burn's pretty long. Oh, I just passed it like an idiot. Say I'm starting the burn now. I'm 30 seconds late, so it's not going to be perfect, but... Ooh, I got... What is that? I'm very close to some debris. In my normal game mode, I try to really reduce debris, but I'm just using this for testing. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, that's my other SSTO right there. That's cool. They'll be getting away. Okay, physics warp. Because these burns take forever. That looks cooler. Where's the other one? Since I'm waiting. Might as well let the gear out. Give me less to think about when I'm plummeting towards Minmus. Those lights on. There we go. And these are meant to help me land. Yep, those are deployed as well. And I guess I'll stop. Where did I start? It was around here. And then I'll do a 3-minute burn for the next one, I guess. Okay, I don't know if it's going to let me just time warp around the planet and then keep this maneuver node. I don't know how this works exactly. So yeah, I'm just going to try it. Let's see, is that one me? Yeah, that one's me. Okay, so my orbital period is 58 minutes. So I want to be... I think this is close enough. Oh boy. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to burn... This might have been bad. Okay, so I'm going to add a maneuver. I might not come in at the inclination that I wanted. Chances are I got to burn later because of my timing and everything. Focus view. That's not so bad. So I'm going to aim at the maneuver node for now, and then I want to aim also a bit up. Well, that's basically prograde. So I'm going to start burning prograde. And then I want to keep adjusting my maneuver. So I want to burn up and then start changing my timing. So get that up, okay, and burn a little later. Something like this. It's relatively equatorial, bring it down a bit, and then advance my, nope. Holy cow, everything's going wonky. So I'm going to speed up instead. That's getting worse. Retrograde. Okay, retrograde. There we go. And burn up a bit. Retrograde's making it worse. Prograde's making it worse. Retrograde's worse. Prograde's worse. Timing it that way is worse. Timing it that way is worse. This is just bouncing everywhere. So I got 1300 throttling up. I guess it doesn't matter much that the fuel's hitting these doors. I'll just do a mid-course correction. I don't really care anymore. So this isn't perfectly efficient. I don't feel like doing another burn. So I'll just do a mid-course correction, if anything. Because I should have enough delta V after this. Let's see, I'm still going to have 800 delta V. It's going to take me probably less than 300 to circularize. And less than 300 to deorbit. I should have plenty of fuel. I mean, I'm going to be landing, I think, with in excess of 200 delta V, even if I don't do this efficient. We'll find out. So yeah, this is warping as fast as I can go. There are some plugins or modules or whatever that might help with this. I'm gonna go back to map view. Okay, so there's that, and that's about as good as I care. So now I could actually aim normal. Is this seriously as fast as it's going to aim normal? Oh, that's probably wrong, but let's see. No, it's working. Bring that up. Okay. That's good. And that's, ooh, 3,000. So I'm gonna aim, I think it's retro, even though it was kind of acting weird. Oh, is this relative to target? Oh, crap. Is that my real life prograde? I'm gonna go retro. Okay, I need to wrap this up soon. Alright, let's see. Oh, that was definitely enough. Okay, so I'm going to ditch time warp and go prograde again. Well, I'm going to go back to... There we go. You can make a little noise, unless you're doing something weird and embarrassing again. I'm going to get hit. Okay, ditch and time warp. Okay, so light throttle. And we'll call that good. Right there. Okay, so now I can theoretically, so this is where I'm exiting, which means I can enter over here. I can just warp to here. Our house is a disaster zone of children's toys around, so... Okay, I'm going to aim retrograde. Should I skip the, I'll skip the quick save. I'll just circularize whatever. Let's see, I've got 800 left. And this burn is going to take me 300. Cannot control locked, what? Okay. Oh, I need to... Did I not put Kerbals in here? Where's my Kerbals? I forgot to put the Kerbals in. Okay. So I gotta extend this. I thought I had Kerbals. Oh, I hired him, but I never put him in. Alright, let's see how much clipping there is. It's not bad. Okay, so now I can hopefully actually add maneuver nodes. Almost a disaster. Oh, that's nothing. Okay, so I can't hardly mess this up. 21, 23, good enough. Once you get to a good enough control module, it should let you just straight up execute the burn instead of you having to wait. Am I aimed at maneuver? Okay, I'm gonna physics warp this. And I will probably do a quick save here because I'm just going to crash a lot. I have no practice with flying or landing these. Okay. So there's that, and then where am I going to land? Oh, I've got kind of crap inclination for this, but if I get over there, I'm going to get to... Is that what I want to do? I think I would need to be here. Okay, so I'm going to get to here. I just want to land in one of the flats and, well, that's quite the mountain if that's getting sun there. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna go retro. Oh, let's do my quick save. Save game. A2 Minmus orbit. All right. Okay. Bring that periapse down somewhere over here. Slightly bad timing, but whatever. Then I should be able to time warp to approximately here. 600. I think I've got plenty of delta V. Okay, and I want to aim north. North is going to be over this way. Well, I can just do normal, right? Normal's going to be north. Yep. Time warp that. And then burn north. Stop. Oh, what did I hit? And then I want to burn a little more retro. Right, I'm not quite hitting. Shrink that in a bit. Just over the mountains. Something like that. Okay, warp to here, so... Oh, physics warp. Okay, get into here, start seeing what I need to... Let's see, I'm going to close some doors and when I can. I need to watch those mountains. Okay, so close the doors. Close the doors. Am I going to miss that? No. Radial out. Try to miss those. And then I'm going to roll so I'm facing... Why is this rolling like crap? What happened here? Oh, do I not have... Okay, what's going on? I'm facing Kerbin, and I've got... Did I close the door that's got the... Open that. There we go. So I'm going to do this with those doors open. Is it going to let me roll? Yes. So I'm going to go like this. Okay, I'm coming in. I'm going to go retro. Oh, that's right, I am in a bit of a inclination here. Am I gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna fit between those mountain ranges, I think. Roll this the right way. And actually, I'm gonna bring up that, I don't like trying to read that vertical speed versus this one. No. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, I do need to be a little careful because I didn't aim great, if you recall. I recall. Okay, cut the throttle, radial out. Are these extended? Because I've had trouble with the tail before. Those are extended, the lights are on. I've got solar, not that that matters. Should I engage the brakes? I'll do it. Okay, so my shadow's that way. So my vertical speed is 25. So I want to kill that. Not too early, though, because I do want to hit the ground. Or do I want to hit the ground? Maybe I just want to... Because I've got these thrusters on the bottom. Let's see, 30, so let's watch... Okay. Still falling. And then yeah, the first thing that hits is probably not going to be those legs. All right, so trying to bring down my climb rate here. Okay, make sure physics warp is off. And now I'm going to start to manually okay, my retro vector's way over here. Alright, roll it a bit. Something like that. It's about time to land. Yeah, I've still got quite a bit of delta V. And full up pitch. Okay, I think we survived. Not a ton of space to spare, but yeah, alright. So we landed. I've got a view of KSP. I forgot to put in the astronauts, but I'm here. So what do I need to quick test before I go? So open this. Okay, that's missing the ground. These are deployed, so I can retract the front, and it should still. Then I can lower these, and these should be able to reach the ground. I might have to adjust the air brakes. Deploy the drill. Is it going to crash? I thought I made sure it didn't. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, then I can start to adjust the limit on these so that the ladder gets to the ground for the Kerbals. There we go. That does raise that a bit, so I might want air brakes in the back in future iterations. I've got some cargo in the bottom. It might be hard to find things in there, so that's part of why I put a lot of science up here. Should be able to turn these lights on. Oh, they are on. Oh, the solar panels are actually blocking. Can I simply do this? Get a little more light. Okay. That ought to get me more light, yep. What else was there? So this is extended, start drilling. Start that. And then start the ISRU for liquid fuel. And it should be moving, so okay, the temperature's up. I've got some radiators in here. How's my power? I'm not using up my power. Am I really? I believe I'm making fuel. Where did I put those fuel cans? Up in here somewhere. Can I find them? Might as well deploy. Alright, where is this? So it's not filling with ore. I'm probably in a low ore concentration spot. I mean, that's Chuchin, so I think it's working. I gotta go soon. I gotta help start cooking dinner. But yeah, this seems to work. I've still got 340 delta V. I can drill. The ISRU is working. Probably slowly. It's probably not getting a ton of ore. So the thermal efficiency is pretty good. These radiators are well within their limits. Still got my payload. Used up most of the fuel in it, but that can be refueled. I've got a ore hopper. Alright, I think that's it. So I should just be able to leave this to run and see if I get fuel filling up. I gotta get going, help with dinner. But yeah, so I've got an SSTO up and running. It does land on Minmus. I've got an extra 300 delta V after the landing, so I'm fairly comfortable with that. I can refuel it up here, and then once I do that, it's got quite a bit of delta V. I mean, let's just say 4,000. It's got to have at least probably at least 8,000 delta V. I could check in the hangar later, but anyway, it's working well enough for now. I'm going to try a landing later. This is Keith from